Hey guys, Paul's here. It is Tuesday, and we need to do Monday and Tuesday is DGP for DGP sentence 2. Does everybody have their handouts?
Yes, sir.
All right, then we are live with fourth block. Say hello, fourth block.
Hey.
So our sentence goes: she stood by the window and looked dully at a gray cat walking a gray fence in a gray backyard. The first thing we have to do is identify the parts of speech of each word in the sentence, and we'll start with she. She is a pronoun, and it is third person. So I'm going to put third person pronoun there. And what did she do? She stood. So stood is my action verb, and it is past tense. The word by here tells me the relationship between she and the window. Where was she? Where did she stand? She stood by the window. By is then going to be a preposition. And in the previous sentence we talked about the is always an article. So I just write A-R-T. And in the previous sentence, we also talked about how having a preposition and an article, that's usually a pattern that ends with a noun. So window here is a noun with a little n. And here is a coordinating conjunction. And in this case, it connects another verb here. Looked is an action verb, and it is past tense. The word dully here describes the way in which she looked. And if I have a word ending in ly describing a verb, that is going to be an adverb. What did I forget? Oh. All right. Fourth block, you just pointed out that I forgot a word. Looked out dully. Here in this case, out again describes where I looked. We'll put that as an adverb. Thanks, fourth block.
No problem.
Okay, so I've got to do these down here. And hopefully we'll notice a pattern here. I've got at a gray cat, walking a gray fence, in a gray backyard. So I'm going to obviously have some repetition here. At is going to be a preposition. I've got article, and then I've got adjective, and then I've got noun. So at is my preposition, a is an article, adjective for gray, and cat is a noun. Now, walking serves the same purpose as an adjective. Describes the cat. It tells me more information about the cat, but walking usually is a verb. Walk is a verb, but with this ing on the end of it, that turns it into a participle. Anytime you have a verb that describes something, it's a participle. All right, so I've got this a again. That's an article. Gray is still an adjective. Fence here would be a noun. And then again, this is just like that first thing over there, in a gray backyard. I've got preposition, article, adjective, noun. All right, that looks right to me. If you want to argue with me, do it off camera later. Just kidding. This look good? Okay, so now we've got to do Tuesdays. Tuesdays is all about identifying the subjects, the verbs, the phrases, predicates, subjects, all that stuff. And I'll give you guys a chance. I'll keep this up here for you. But just make sure that when you do this, you do it on Tuesdays. And I will write Tuesdays in red so that we can tell the difference. All right. So I need to find my first subject and verb. And that is going to be she stood. That's my subject. Stood is my verb. Now I need to determine if the verb stood is transitive or intransitive. A transitive verb transfers the action of the verb to an object. So if I say, I kicked the wall, wall would receive the action of the verb kicked. Here, it doesn't say I stood anything. I just stood. So this is going to be a verb in transitive. Now, let's go ahead and knock out all the prepositional phrases. If you guys noticed, I've got several prepositions followed by articles, followed by nouns. So my prepositional phrases should go by the window, at a gray cat, in a gray backyard. So if I do by the window, I see that same pattern in these other two places. And by the window here does not describe she, it describes the way in which she stood. So it is an adverb prep phrase. At a gray cat describes the way in which she looked, which again, we'll call this is a verb here we need to focus on. Looked here is an action verb. Let's see. We didn't look, did we look at something?
Great hat.
There we go. Yeah, so that is a action verb, it is transitive. No, this is intransitive. Yeah. We got that verb intransitive, because at a gray cat, cat is the object of the preposition. So then we got at a gray cat. That is a prepositional phrase that describes the way in which she looked. So that is an adverb prep phrase. And in a gray backyard describes where the fence was, so it is an adjective prep phrase. Okay, now we got one more phrase to deal with. What's the word that we left out that starts a phrase? Walking a gray fence, good. And so this whole thing right here would be a participle phrase. That is a jumbled up mess of words, isn't it? All right, so check this out. I'll leave this screen up here for you guys to make sure it looks like it needs to look, and bring this in tomorrow with Mondays and Tuesdays done, and it'll be good to go. Have a good night. Oh, underlining. I forgot about underlining again. So when we do Tuesday's DGP, we underline the complete subject and complete predicate. The complete subject here is just she, and then everything else is underlined twice. Boom. All right. And that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Say bye, 4th block.
Bye.